And this is one of the most difficult things for people to grasp and understand. That if you become what you think about all day long, and what you think about all day long is what you don't want, or what you don't like, you will act upon what you don't want, because you can only act upon your thoughts. And what you don't want will continue to show up and manifest into your life. You cannot manifest thin from I hate being fat. Because if you hate being fat, your attention, your energy is on hating being fat. And you will then create more hating being fat into your life. You cannot manifest abundance from I despise being poor. Because the despising of being poor is your thought, you will attract more despising of being poor into your life. You'll have to act upon what you think about. And it gets worse. You cannot attract or manifest into your life what you want if your thoughts are on what always has been. And that's the wake. And that's your personal history. If you don't have a story, you don't have to live up to it. And if your thoughts are on what always has been, and you use this as a reason why you can't attract into your life what you want, because after all, it's always been this way, then even if you are really angry at the way it's always been, and your thoughts are on how angry you are at the way it always has been, what it always has been will continue to show up in your life, because you become what you think about all day long. So you don't look and put your attention on what always has been, you give that up. And again, you shift not just to what you want, because if your thoughts stay on just on what you want, then you'll create and manifest more of wanting. What you want to do is put your attention on what you intend to create with passion, as long as it's motivated out of love and kindness and all of the things that will produce strength, which is between 20,000 and 100,000 cycles per second. Love, kindness, forgiveness, the things I'm going to summarize with. When you're really ready and you say, God, I am willing to turn it over to you. I'm willing to accept any guidance, any help that you are willing to send me. I now start becoming open to the teachers who are going to show up in my life. And they'll show up in the form of a little child. I had a woman tell me one day that her 10-year-old daughter came home with a girlfriend, and the little girlfriend said to her daughter, I didn't know your mommy was fat. And she said, that was my teacher. I'd been thinking about how tired I was of being overweight for all of these years and carrying around this extra, and all of I'd just been tired of the baggage. And this little child who just came into my house for the first time said it. She said, I went out, I lost the weight, I knew what I had to do. And it was gone. She said, I've never put it back on since. Is rewrite your agreement with reality. Like you rewrite it. Because you've been programmed yourself to have an agreement that says who you are is what your tribe has dictated, or what other people have told you, or your limitations, or what can and can't be done. I go out in the backyard and tell my kids I'm going to make it rain. This whole idea of just getting quiet, going to that place within yourself and rewriting it. I have a wonderful little summary of how we change our life. Some of you have heard this, I'm sure. It's called, it's written by Portia Nelson. And she wrote a book about this, about the sidewalk, the hole in the sidewalk. And she said she was given a 5x7 card at the end of a seminar, such as this. And she was asked to write down the 5 chapters of her life on a 5x7 card, so she don't get too wordy, all right? And she said, here are the 5 chapters of my life. And this is really a wonderful summary of it. She said, I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. And it takes me forever to find a way out. Chapter 2 of my life. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. But it isn't my fault. And it still takes me a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. And I get out immediately. Chapter 4 of my life. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. Isn't that great? And I think walking down another street is what we're talking about, not just individually, but collectively and as a people.